Am
God
I
fucking
pregnant?
damn it, Craig.
Craig, they don't mean it.
Son of a bitch.
They don't mean it, Craig. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Actual Play Broadcast. Today we are playing Eclipse Phase, second edition.
In space.
We are continuing Ex Tempore for our folks that are out of time. 300 years in the future, no big deal. Some of them woke up with crazy psychic powers, but that's not a problem. There's nothing bad could certainly happen with that.
You could say that we're out of touch. Out of time.
We're out of touch.
Yes.
But I would like for someone here to give us a recap of what happened last time.
Well, we talked to the guy running the gun store a lot.
Freaking light show that
That's what I
reminds me of
remember.
Braves.
'Cause it has been a hot minute.
It is an
Oh, I
enthusiastic gun merchant.
Somebody tried to hack you're Arnold in this game, right, Ollie?
Yes. My name
I'm
is
looking
Arnold.
at your name and it's okay. Discord name's got like 4 and I'm like, crap, which one is it?
Oh shoot.
Someone tried to hack Arnold through a skin contact method. Didn't quite get in there. But tried to track them down a little bit. We found them. And that was used as a bit of a test drive for my own kind of newly adapting skills to the timeline for cybersecurity. Didn't get very far, but well, we saw who did it at least. With the help of security.
So
sorry.
with all that in mind, has everyone finished making their morphs yet?
Yeah, I sent it to you, right?
I don't think you did.
Yeah, you know
Oh.
what? Let me just double check real quick.
I did send you. I have sent you and talked to you which one that I had picked, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did send it. It's last thing I sent to you actually.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's on that same page and the title's misleading.
Let
That's
me
the part I
just
was
double check
confused
your
by that.
DMs real quick. 'Cause I probably
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you sent it to me, Ollie. I think the primary person I was checking on was Cinder, but I didn't know if anyone made changes in that time.
I don't think so.
That being
Nope,
said,
mine is just gonna take
Uh,
a year.
it's all the
I think.
music that was shared back and forth. There we go. I see your thing. Moving forward, all of you will be in your new bodies. You have integrated into them. You are now in your new, we'll say, skin suits. Even though I think for one of you that's not entirely apt.
Would that be Fisk?
Because I think, the podmorph is externally flesh.
Yes.
It's the internals that are mechanical.
We're piloting our new flesh robots. Or
Indeed.
mostly flesh robots, as the case may be with some.
But with that being said, all of you've also been, adjusting to operating in low to microgravity, and have a bit more free time to kind of run around the various ships on the Scum Swarm.
Mhm.
As it's been probably about a month and a half with Simulspace, the amazing technology that is Simulspace, and learning at an accelerated rate in there, and good teachers and some prior knowledge of how things worked as general concepts.
Oh, sick! Learning at an accelerated rate, just like the last generation.
Yeah, imagine that. But not like for your entire brain development period.
Yeah.
Oh, we are probably gonna have had a very fun time as our inner ear gets adjusted to microgravity or no gravity at all, because it helps with our balance, and it's gonna go all out of whack.
Well, most morphs, especially any ones that will be operating in microgravity, have that as with their biomods to just assist with that, to make that a non-concern.
That's cool. Because otherwise we would be like, oh no, help.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
There wasn't.
what is everyone's character looking to do in their free time in this future?
Well, Mako certainly just. There's probably gonna be a few months of just going wow at everything that is possible.
Wow.
Wow. And generally just taking it all in. But she does have at least something that niches her direction in how she interacts with the world in her free time,
Mm-hmm.
and that is tinkering and robotics, drones, that sort of stuff. She back home she loved that sort of stuff. So and here it's like, man, these things were only like theories in someone's mind at the time, and here they are in reality, and we can just use them. This is rad.
Do you have a hardware skill or a knowledge skill that you'd like to roll?
Oh, she has hardware, electronics, and robotics, and she also has knowledge engineering, construction, physics, and computer science.
So, which of those would she be most interested in digging deeper on or be more fascinated by its developments?
Well, to start with, probably robotics.
Roll me that.
All right. It's been a hot minute since I rolled this. Is there? It's just a 1d100.
Yep, 1d100.
Cool.
You're playing blackjack.
I forget that's actually how this works.
Playing blackjack.
As a quick side, Brandon, I don't. This on my notes about my morph actually doesn't say what it's based on, or the base
Okay.
model is.
Well, we'll get to that. So, you got time to research it.
I rolled 48 and I have 80. So
All right. So, you get a superior success with that. You're looking through the robotics, and the thing that probably fascinates you the most is the ability for such delicate sensors to be added to entire metallic frames. So like you're looking at it like robotics, okay, machines, how do machines operate? And that kind of spirals into you looking at the steel the steel series morphs and other robotic morphs, synth morphs. And one of the things that you are fascinated to learn is that people can be inside those without losing the sense of touch, smell, sight, taste. They can maintain all of that. It's all part of their sensor suites. So, one of the original thoughts and concepts of putting your brain inside of a machine is that that lack of sense would cause you to go insane because you'd be in a constant state of sensory deprivation for 3 of your 5 senses. Is no longer a concern. They feel through their hands, their arms, they can taste. They don't generally recommend shoving food in their mouth because that becomes a problem for them to clean. But they can sit there and enjoy things like wine.
Yeah.
What does your morph look like while you're studying this?
So, well, generally, she is a, well, rather short, kind of looks, her, what do you say, complexion or whatever. She kind of looks like a little bit mix of Asian and Caucasian, and has fairly soft features. She looks fairly well. It's basically she's just recreated herself, but with one notable difference, and that is the rather artistic little techno fox ears she has on her head. And she currently has her hair in, shoulder length, tied back in a ponytail.
I'm just scrolling through a data pad.
Yes.
All right.
And doing some calculations on the side just to basically testing out her own, testing out the theories and whatnot, and basically familiarizing herself with the mechanics of these very intricate sensors and actuators and gyroscopes and everything else. And she's like, wow.
What are other people doing with their downtime or as leisure activities?
I can go next if you want me to.
Absolutely.
All right, so I am now in a Futura morph, a fairly lithe and agile build. I've kept the classic white hair that I assume any of them have. At least all the images I've seen of them have had that.
Yeah.
Since I did kind of like that. A little bit of just aesthetic body sculpting for pointed ears, and I've gotten myself a prehensile tail since that sounded pretty nice. And it did end up being pretty nice. It's having basically an extra limb that doesn't really get in the way or anything has been convenient, along with helping with balance, especially learning in microgravity and all that. A lot of what I've been doing has been kind of a combination of, as far as just like complete leisure time, had the realization, but the reasoning that what was Simul Space, I bet whatever equivalent there is to video games now is fucking amazing. So looking into that when I have time between at least attempting to get in contact again with Firewall. I remember our async mentor and my muse both said they could help me with that. Since I want to learn more about what it is they do. Was it Firewall? Is that what they were called, or am I mixing them up with something?
Yeah, it's called Firewall.
Okay.
Oh man, Mario Kart 47 is so fucking great.
Mario Party 864. You feel the pain of all of the horrible things that happened to you playing that board game.
Yeah.
But so you're trying to get back in contact with her, and
Yeah.
she makes herself available.
Okay, cool.
Just gotta let her know. Do you let her know that you're wanting to learn more about Firewall, or are you wanting to learn more about ASICs?
Both, honestly. I mean, that was another extremely fascinating thing. I mean, finding out I have psychic powers now, definitely something I want to develop.
But which one are you more concerned with at the moment? At the onset of like, hey, I'm reaching out to you about this.
I think Fireball, because at least with the async powers, it's something I can mess with on my own and learn about. I can't, get with another group by myself.
So she'll sit you down. She'll have you come into her quarters.
Yeah.
It's not the cleanest place. No, she's a young woman. Leave it kind of messy. She has her own little workbench. So, what are you wanting to know? Are you interested in joining in? Did you tell everybody else?
I haven't talked to anyone else about it. It didn't seem like something I should immediately tell everyone else about. Oh wait, are you asking about whether I told everyone else about Firewall or about being an async?
Firewall.
Oh, no, I didn't. Well, I didn't tell them either of those, but
yeah. I mean, because it'd be harder to explain to them that if you're doing something off to the side without them knowing. I mean, well, honestly, the more the better, especially with all of your skill sets that kind of have you outside the normal system. Being able to have that reliable knowledge is nice.
Yeah.
But you gotta. I just want to make sure that if you say yes, I could take you away from them for a bit. They might get dragged into some things if people come after you. Firewall's dangerous.
Yeah. In that case, I probably should tell them first.
Yeah, just so that I don't want to undersell it or anything, but it's dangerous. It's like those vids of like super secret agents that that fight crime and all that. I mean, there's a level of truth to that, but you're not on anyone's side other than everyone's side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure everything doesn't come crashing down again, and not everybody really cares or knows what they're doing is wrong. And a number of these groups, well, either don't believe you or hubris, think that it won't happen to them, and then it does, and then we get called in, and then it's a mess, especially if things get too far too quick.
So nothing's changed but the scale of the problems, huh?
I mean, to a degree, some things have improved, at least from my understanding.
I mean, I guess the fact that there's someone like Firewall doing that is an improvement. I just mean it's definitely not a new thing for organizations getting too big for their britches and thinking they aren't going to cause major problems like a whole bunch of AI demigods destroying the world or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a real quick question. How much time did you say we had for downtime?
So you have more and more downtime at this point. You guys have been on the Scum Storm for about a month and a half now. It's probably been like another week since you bought guns.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said it had been a month since then. My bad.
Yeah. All right. That changes
I
things.
apologize.
All right. That's fine. I just wanted to clarify because I did read we are limited on how many res points we can spend based on time. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I should have been rewarding res points earlier, so you could have spent it in between those times.
We apparently can only following the rules, we're only allowed to spend 1 per week of downtime. No.
So at this point, you guys would have had 6 weeks available of downtime,
Okay.
all in all, from waking up to now.
Okay.
So you're able to spend 6 points.
Cool. Thank you.
Look at
Sorry
that.
for interrupting.
Flex it. Okay.
Not a problem. I just want to make sure, Zach. I have, because my notes are a bit of a mess. Granddaughter's name's Cassie, right?
Yes.
Okay. Not losing my mind. Awesome.
At least not in
Pretty
that
sure
way.
it is. Unless, hang on. Let me check my notes
Uh,
just in case. If I can actually find where my notes are.
The name changes every session, you know.
please no.
I'm pretty sure it is Cassie. Yes.
Oh. No. Carly? Who's Cassie? We're gonna go with Carly because that's what I have in my notes. I've figured it out. I'm putting this in bold so
Okay.
I don't lose it again.
I know I wrote
apologize.
it down somewhere, but for the life of me, I cannot find it. So I'm going to actually create a notes channel that I know where it is.
I'm going to embolden names. Professionals.
Yeah.
So Carly is like, listen, I just want to shoot straight with you. I have sent backups on missions for Firewall. I don't know what has ever happened to those. I just know that sometimes they send me job well done. Sometimes they don't send anything else back. I've never been sent back a copy. I don't
Sent
ask them
backups?
why.
Like of your ego?
Yeah, technically speaking, it's a fork.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'd be an alpha fork because they want them to be able to fully function and do everything that I can do. But I imagine I'm usually just there for backup. I'm not the best when it comes to shooting a gun, but I'm a good pilot, and I have connections to the seedier parts of the system.
Yeah. So you never find out what you even do on those
I
missions?
don't ask. They say that my expertise is needed and they want me to send a fork, I send a fork.
Huh. So do you never go yourself at all?
No, because the good thing about there being a fork of me is there's just 2 of me. One goes there to go
Yeah.
do whatever they need help with. The other one stays here, gathers information, watches, the criminal activity on the scum swarm. See if they do anything stupid.
Oh, okay. Either way, it is, I mean, aside from Titan matters being something I'm intensely curious about, I do want to make sure I'm making some kind of difference in that realm, and I think that my skill set leads me best in that direction.
And there's definitely opportunity for that. I would be careful about saying that you're interested in Titan stuff. It usually garners looks. There are a lot of docs out there that pick at that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Firewalls had to put a few of them down.
Wait, how so?
Well, if let's say a scientist figures out a way to reverse engineer a basilisk cask, something that hacks the senses and just kind of that can really fuck with people. That's just like that's the low level. That's the low level what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
if you were to find a doctor that was able to make a kid's playground ball that if you looked at it you went blind, that's a thing, by the way. Just there's basis for this.
Oh, lovely.
If it's um, and then you like that you permanently lose your vision. You're helpless to anyone that just sees it.
Yeah.
If a scientist creates that, there are two things that happen. There's two things that could happen. Either A, they go, didn't mean to find that. I burn it and forget all about it. Or even maybe if we're lucky, they're with Firewall and they're like, hey, I engineered this. Let's see if we can reverse engineer it. But they're not too keen on doing that because, you got to fucking stare into the abyss and see if it blinks. The other option is they try to sell it to a corporation or another faction as a weapon. And then you have basilisk hacks that are available to everybody. And it starts going, and then everyone has a ball that makes everybody blind. And then if the Titans were to show back up, everyone's fucking blind.
Yeah, then we're fucked.
Yeah.
Well,
and
luckily
that's...
I have a negative amount of interest in arms dealing, if that helps.
I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't. The issue is that if someone were to get a hold, if let's say you made it, and you're like, cool, I burn it. If you don't burn your backup that has that information and that knowledge, and someone hacks into your backup, they can pull that information from you. When I'm saying they put down scientists who figure that shit out, I'm talking about they are dead forever. Body and soul.
Yeah.
So, along with that, most polite company will look at you and go, that's in poor taste. Because, you're studying the things that nearly wiped out humanity and likely killed some of their friends and family.
Yeah. I'll be careful with that then. Even so, though, don't we need to know about them to combat them?
We do. That's the double-edged sword here, is that most folk, Titans are gone, they don't think about it anymore. The people that do think about it and the people that do care usually join Firewall. Or, are recruited to Firewall.
Yeah.
Hence our conversation.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't tell everybody that you study Titan stuff because they're going to you're going to get Scarlet Letter. That makes sense to you, right? That reference?
Yes.
It's old. Okay.
I told you because I knew you wouldn't freak out. Or at least I didn't think you would. I know, or at least I kind of assumed that wouldn't be the best thing to just talk to everybody about. But yeah, I mean, like you said, some people do think about it and do care and are recruited by Firewall. Knowing about these things and thinking about them, I can't go back to just doing what the fuck ever I feel like, which, I mean, if I wanted to, could be very little with the amount of resources I have now. Just knowing that all of this is going on in the background and I'm not helping in some way.
And there's also like the matter of we don't deal with just, the super strange threats that like the Titans and their fucking business have. We believe primarily in Firewall. There are factions within that disagree, but they're minorities. That our solar system is better off being diverse. Because...
I don't know, that's pretty radical.
Well, what I mean by diverse is the many different beliefs that they partake in, including including individuals like Jovians.
Mm-hmm.
Them being the space racists that they are, they have one benefit that the rest of us severely lack. They're virtually immune to a number of cyber attacks that are focused on hijacking aware, because they don't do that.
Due to just not having any implants.
Correct. Because they don't do body modification, they are resistant to several attacks. Mind you, they're physically weaker. That's fine. You wouldn't believe it from having to run into them and talk with them. They definitely enjoy their weaponry. But a united system underneath one banner, well, it's not hard. It wouldn't be too difficult to implement that if you had total control. Tell everybody you do this, or we don't restore you from backup.
Yeah.
Like if the Jovians took over everything, great. Now everyone is immune to these certain kind of hacks, but now these other things that can happen, they're very susceptible to.
Yeah, from what I understand, back on Old Earth, nobody had to have implants to be turned into fractals.
No, they
or
didn't.
nuked, for that matter.
Yeah. That was just the price of business. Speaking of business, the corporations, it's great. You have a corporation that can throw money at any problem. However, the bottom line will always take precedent.
Yeah.
I mean, so having a group of people that can sit there and fund necessary research and different ventures to sit there and fight the Titans and make progress elsewhere, super useful. But, their goals are not always altruistic.
Yeah.
So it's just a thing that the majority of Firewall keeps in mind. The other ones say that by incorporating everyone else, that everyone can start sharing their strengths and weaknesses and, flatten the curve. The simulations don't point well to that.
Oh, grabbing everybody and just kind of shoving us all together in one spot?
Well, not just shoving us all together in one spot, but
or under one banner, I suppose.
Yeah, like, uniting under one banner sounds nice to a certain concept, but on an existential level, even if we did incorporate some of the other strengths, because of the extreme diversity of the factions, we'd lose a number of the strengths for very little return on losing out on some of the weaknesses. It's just not worth it.
And giving the entire system just one or a few weaknesses that can be exploited to take the whole thing down.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too vulnerable for my taste.
Yeah, I mean, that's more or less what happened last time. So, our goal is to generally make sure that one group of people does not become the solo dominant go-to faction. Does that mean that sometimes we had to get involved in politics, either officially or unofficially? Yeah. But those are extreme cases.
Yeah. So making sure nobody takes over the entire system for various reasons.
Yeah, even the people that mean well, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can see why it would be a problem to have one faction just controlling everything.
But there is actually like a level of bureaucracy. I only know my part of it, but it's can get tedious. I have a boss. I have to report to him every so often. But you're not here for that. That's not the super exciting spy shit. That is the boring spy shit.
I mean, in my experience, most jobs tend to come with more boring than interesting. But it also keeps the interesting interesting. So
my recommendation is that you talk to your fellow ice cubes and see where they stand on the matter.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, get you marked as an asset, and they'll throw small problems at you without sending you on full-fledged missions.
Yeah, sure. I
has
definitely don't
its-
want to put everyone else in danger of something they don't even expect.
Yeah, I mean that still has its inherent risks because, I mean, you're going to be probably looking at some fucking terrifying things at times. So it could be a little mentally straining. But we have comfort. So
Yeah. Is just the base existence of firewall something that's kept secret?
yes,
Okay. So I'll have to make sure I'm in a very secure space to talk to everyone about that.
absolutely. There are a select few people here on the ship that aren't direct agents or assets that know about firewall, and they're more or less marked as proxy assets.
Yeah. Do you know of a good place on the swarm where we could go to have that conversation? In rooms that were given to us, there is a bit of risk, but if there's somewhere you already know that's suitable.
There is yes. The answer is yes. You want to go there with a pistol at least.
Right?
In
So I need to
the
get one of those.
in the they call the capital ship. It's not a capital. It's just the biggest ship in the center. If you go to the engine room, underneath the primary engines on the left-hand side, there is a dead spot where surveillance doesn't really get a good look at you. Like, they'll see you go in there, but they're not going to see what you're doing. And because it's the engine room, it's going to be so loud that most folks aren't going to hear you. However, that's where most, deals are made. Mind you, nothing's like it's an autonomous swarm. Nothing's like illegal, but if you see people there, they're doing shady shit.
Oh, okay.
So those are the people that we consider to be a risk on the swarm. If we catch them doing anything stepping out of line, usually Sarah steps in.
People that go there at all are considered to be in that kind of category, or like if we
Not
run into someone
necessarily.
like selling people or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is that's where we start running into issues, is when people's rights start getting infringed,
Yeah.
or people are like copying other people's information and trying to sell that. People go there to do shady shit. I know because of who I work with. Sarah knows because it's her job to know.
Yeah.
I'll let Sarah know because Sarah's one of the people that know about firewall. She's not a direct asset, but I'll let her know that you guys might be going there to talk and, not trade in people.
Yeah. If we do run into anyone who's doing something like trading in people, is anyone going to be that upset if they disappear, or do we need to just report that? And hope that it gets solved?
The autonomous swarm. So if people only will step in if they feel like their rights are being infringed, or if they see something that's just heinous.
Yeah.
Or are incentivized otherwise. Sarah's the chief security officer, and she gets a lot of rep for it. She makes sure that everyone kind of toes the line.
Yeah.
And make sure like people settle their differences mostly peacefully. As long as you can prove that you pop someone in the face for good reason because they were being a monster, uh, worst thing that could happen is that they put it to a vote, and the entire swarm will vote to see whether or not what you did was just. If they say no, then you'll get a punishment. If they say yes, then it's a walk free.
All right. Fair enough. Have there been any people who have managed to garner just enough social currency that they can get away with whatever they want, even if it is really monstrous, and make use of that I should worry about?
No.
Cool. Okay.
Do you want to?
I don't want to
You
do
wanna-
that. Don't worry. No.
Do you want to roll a sense motive?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
not sense motive. Kinesic.
Yeah, let me see. 100. Where's my kinesics? Okay, it's 40. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Roll enter. It's 40. I just need to zoom in on my sheet a little bit. Yeah, 40. All right, and I rolled a 5.
Is holding something back. Like she's, you know, she's telling you the truth, but depending on your philosophy on how lies work, she could be omitting something.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
I mean, I'm sure that no one on the ship has enough rep to just buy votes. There are morally bankrupt people on the scum swarm. They come here usually to hide from the law, from whatever we pick them up from. But you know, there's a difference between buying someone's vote and having enough leverage for them not to vote on you.
Oh, the latter is what I meant when I said social currency. Sorry.
Right. So there conflict of interest. There are some individuals that I work with that could potentially pull enough strings to get away with stuff like that. However, they primarily deal drugs.
Oh, okay. It's making sure it's nobody that like, oh, I punched somebody on site because they were like selling kids, and then I get like airlocked because they're in good standing for selling the right things to the right people or something like that.
It would be hard for someone to have that much leverage. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Yeah.
They would basically have to be, everyone on the swarm would pretty much have to owe them.
Yeah. It's
Or, well, at least 51% of the swarm would have to owe them.
yeah, that kind of thing is just pretty expectable back when we came from, so I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I mean, it does, like, it is a popularity contest to a degree.
Yeah. I assume you don't really gain popularity by doing things, though, if the storm is functioning as expected.
Yeah, if it's functioning as expected. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Okay. But so go to that location. You said you would contact Sarah to make sure
Yeah,
she knows we're not doing messed up stuff. And we'll need to, on a physical level, be careful when we go there in case somebody gets jumpy.
yeah.
If somebody's already there, should we just wait in line? Just come back later?
Yeah, eh. You'd shoot them off. Shoot them. I mean,
I guess that's fair.
it's people will only stop you if they care enough. That's
Yeah.
or are incentivized enough. That being said, you see her eyes light up with like a feed. I have a meeting, so
Yeah, no problem.
yeah.
Sorry if this ran long.
No, you're fine. If you have any other questions, send me a message. I will let you know when I can.
Yeah, will do. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem. She walks you to the door and she opens the door, and at the door is a man and a woman. What looks like sylph morphs. You now know what that is.
Yeah, is that that's the fancy biomorph, right? Not the fancy
It's a fancy pod morph.
right, okay.
Um,
I can remember because I know there was one that was made for like aesthetic appeal. That's the I'm blanking on the word for robotic morphs right now. I don't know why.
synth.
Yeah, it's not. There was one of those. So I was like, oh, which one is this? But okay, yeah, I remember Sylphs.
Yeah. No, these are two podmorphs that are primarily used for sex work.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll give
she
them a nod
invites
on the way
them.
out.
Yep. She kind of shoos you away, invites them in, and shuts the door.
And I'll head back to where we all live. I assume we still have.
granddaughter's a degenerate.
We're
Aren't
all
you so
degenerates
proud?
now.
Yes.
I'll head back to her. I assume we still have kind of quarters near each other, even if we're not all in the same like hospital room anymore.
Yeah. You guys have like a kind of like a group, like apartment.
Oh, okay, cool.
We have our own rooms, though, right?
Yeah, you have your own rooms.
Hot.
Oh, good.
Who would like to go next, describing what they're doing for recreational activity?
I guess I can.
And don't forget to describe your morph.
Yeah. Osborne or Oz or Ozzy or whatever people are going to be calling him. He is upgraded to a Fury morph, but unlike the standard female shape, it is a masculine figure. Very square jawline, eternal like 5 o'clock shadow, shaved head. He's been kind of moving about in a black ball cap and a more, I guess, to us, futuristic leather jacket that has like a thicker like high collar. And yeah, I had to I was trying to adjust one of the clamps on it.
Okay.
And yeah, he's kind of in this new morph. He kind of has a little bit of gray eyes and otherwise just really fit in shape dude. Not like crazy yoked like an Olympian, but definitely a physical presence. And he's been spending a lot of time getting used to moving around in zero gravity, as well as well, really mostly just that. Getting used to the gravity, getting used to these new guns, and just kind of learning more about the day-to-day life.
Shooting in 0G is a trip.
Yeah.
Because they have a shooting range for it. And what they do is that you're just floating there and they start spinning the targets around in this cylinder. So,
Right.
Yeah. You can even attach yourself to a platform and start spinning it if you really want to get crazy with it. But what does Osborne do for fun? He's been on the ship for about a month and a half. He's seen tons of things. There's people that talk about different sports and different activities. Is he a sports guy? Does he like to watch?
I think it's something like he doesn't have a massive interest in, but it's something where he kind of has a passing, casual, like, yeah, I know some stuff. I kind of watch it socially type of kind of guy. You'd probably never unless there was literally nothing else to watch, he probably wouldn't watch a sports game by himself. But he's like totally fine with it to watch it with other people and like talk shop about it and stuff, because he can appreciate the physical effort that's involved.
So you actually, in the time spent, learned about a big. You would know it from way back when as a pay-per-view.
Okay.
Apparently, you've heard through the grapevines that the Olympians are going to be competing in something. The Olympian morphs. They have their own place called Olympus because they're pretentious enough for it.
Right.
And you were told that it was going to be like battle to the death kind of deal.
Interesting.
But like a few of the people that you've casually chatted with and had drinks with while watching these sports invite you to come watch it. It's like you want to watch how the Olympians pick a leader?
Fucking sure, why not?
So
I already have such a sparkling impression of what these people are like. Might as well just see how bad it is.
so you sit down. There's tons of people watching. That's like one of the main mess halls is converted to have this viewing, and it looks like you wouldn't know this is politics. It looks like it's a UFC like title fight, is how it's being like advertised and how all the graphics and everything. It's insane. So like is this what politics has become? I mean, it's weird. But you sit down and one of the guys you've been drinking with is like, well, he's won the past 15 years. My money is on Jacobs. Another individual says that's insanity. My money's on Caesar. They're going back and forth about what they're doing. They're talking about the fight. They're not talking about the politics. If you want to ask them more probing questions on that before the fight, you'd have to kind of get directly with them.
Trying to think what kind of questions I'd even have. So I guess I guess I'll kind of sit near them and be like, so is it only ever the two candidates or whatever, or is there like a royale that's had at some point?
Oh, yeah. Olympian politics are weird. Most hired guns you see, Olympian. I mean, when they got the best body for the job, most folks just pick them. They're all well trained and everything. Politics wise, the start with a battle royale. That's how you get who's going to be facing guy currently in charge. It's the fittest, battle of the fittest. Kind of their whole philosophy. It's real wacko. But the current guy in charge, he's been right in the coattails of just 13 years of no one being strong enough to take him down and being perfectly fine with the status quo. This new guy, Caesar, he's a bit of a shithead, but he's a strong fighter. Battle Royale, 100 people. He killed 30 of them. Mind you, most of them get brought up from backup, but that's where this fight takes a turn. Whoever loses this fight, done. Gonzo. Deletes their backups. It's high stakes.
Seems a little extreme.
Well, they're Olympians. They're a little out there, but you know, it can't be too bad. He signed up for it. It's not like he was chosen at random. He knew what the stakes were if he got this far and lost. It's the idea behind it is to keep people from, being all pouty and trying to stage a coup with whatever resources they got. Kind of just nip that in the bud. And then whoever,
if you want to change anything, you have to put your life on the line, and then when you even if you have good ideas, you can't fight as well. You just die, and that's the end of it.
Yep, that's Olympians. Got to be willing to prove that you're willing to put it all on the line to be the best. And then you also got to, put your money where your mouth is. You fuck up. Their culture is strange.
No kidding. That's a bit crazy.
Well, unfortunately, that is the case. But, they make do. Again, since the founding, this guy Jacobs, everyone calls him Jacobs. It's like Jock something. No one wants to bother saying it. He's been the guy in charge. Won every fight. And he's an old veteran back when the fall happened. So he's definitely hardened. Oh, it's about to start.
Oh shit. All right.
Bunch of graphics fly on the screen. It is just it's the worst part of watching a UFC fight is just sponsorship, ad, person's name, shiny graphic, intro music. It's just not tasteful.
I can't wait for to meet immortal Vince McMahon
Yeah.
and just be disgusted.
You see both of them walk into what you would recognize to be like a sumo ring. Both of them stark naked. Both of which armed with a knife. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are, when you were looking through the catalog of bodies, you know that these things can take a fucking beating.
Yeah.
So this likely isn't going to be over with one stab wound. It's going to be multiple. This is going to be bloody. And
anybody who knows anything about using a knife, it's not even for normal people. Rarely ever over with one stab.
The bell rings, and these two individuals just charge at one another. Just full abandon for like any amount of actual like tactical application. They both charge, get two stabs into each other, and then back up, and then they start circling each other. Give me a what's it called? Is it called notice? Perceive. Give me a perceive check.
Let's see.
Dear developers of tabletop RPGs, please pick one word. I beg you.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna make the new standard word. There are newer X plus one more standards.
Yeah.
Well,
all competing.
I succeeded. 47 out of 50.
You notice that like both of these bodies prime condition when they first started.
Yeah.
Both stabbed each other twice. Same spot, like under the ribs. Jacques, or Jacobs, or whatever you want to call him, he's teetering. Just a little bit. Like just the slightest amount. Would you roll? 47. You suspect that there's some foul play going on here.
Yeah.
And like as they continue to circle each other, his movements get more and more sluggish. They start like slowing down more. he's still like toughing it out. They go in for preemptive swipes. His are notably slower. And it takes about 10 minutes of them just cutting at each other. But at one point where the two of them are circling each other, he starts dragging his foot. And then he eventually just stumbles over. And the guy just walks up and knife straight to his dome. Just impels it straight in. He pries his head open and rips out his cortical stack. Could you do me a favor and roll me your will times 3?
Sure. Willpower?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the 45. Okay. I believe. Yeah, I fail.
You just take 1 to your lucidity. Because that's fucked. That wasn't necessary, and like that is
stress.
Yeah, stress.
Okay.
I said lucidity, but that's a different. Yeah. So it was completely unnecessary. He like pretty much ripped this guy's brain out and is just carrying around the electronic bit. It's fucked up. There are a number of people that cheer in the room. A number of them start cursing. My fucking bet. God fucking damn it. The guy that you've been drinking with, he's like, well, some old horses can't keep racing, I guess.
They always use poison.
What?
You didn't notice?
No. What are you talking
After the second stab, your man there started getting sluggish. Seen it before. It's drugs of some kind. I assume poison, considering how fast acting it was, especially going into the rib cage, going very close to the heart, as close as possible, getting into the bloodstream that quickly. And then he goes down under his own weight after 2 stabs in an Olympian. I may not be the most read up on all these morphs, but when I was picking out mine, I heavily considered the Olympian. 2 stabs isn't going to cause an Olympian morph to go down like that.
No.
Especially not with the legs stiffening, not responding like the rest of the body was. You could see it.
I mean, that would be that could cause a scandal if you were to. If other people notice that and start coming out with that, that could be a huge scandal. Because that man right there, Caesar, he's in charge now. That's
That's why I was asking, like, is that normal? Because I know fighting, and from what I read on the Olympian morph and how his body reacted after 2 stabs, I mean, he didn't hit anything critical. He got something into his bloodstream. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got some kind of toxin or something that's not immediately visible. Some kind of clear coat on the knife or something. Or maybe something about the metal is toxic that his knife is made out of. I don't know.
I mean,
but I can tell you, that wasn't normal.
If they usually inspect these knives and hand them to everyone, that'd be quite the scandal, because no, they're not supposed to. It's supposed to just be a knife. No nanites, no toxins, nothing. I mean, there's been a few times where I've watched Jock snap a dude's neck because both their knives broke, but
I'm just saying, I know what I saw, and considering what I know about these guys, I would not be shocked if they had people on the inside that let the knife get through.
there's a number of people around you like whispering. It's like he's making sense. It's like someone goes is like, so it was rigged. So I get my money back, right?
I don't have a horse in that race. That's for y'all to figure out. I didn't put money down or rep down, I should say. I'm just saying what I saw.
Give me a Is that not a fucking okay? Fine. Give me a persuade.
Oh God.
Add 20 to it.
Oh, good. Because the persuade goes off of savvy,
Yeah.
so it's just a flat 15, I guess. Which plus
it
that
would be
plus 20 makes it a 35.
Yep. I was looking for leadership, but I didn't see it.
Wasn't enough.
Um.
Well, actually, I can use Moxie on that, right?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna flip it.
Flip
I'll
it.
spend a
All
point
right. You had a number of people are like, we should actually. That's actually a problem. We should probably let people know, because if he's in charge and he got there dishonorably, they might just kill him, and then they'll have to find a
I'm
new.
confident any medical professional that looks at that man's dead body will know something went up, something went down. Or a medical professional that examines that fight knows something is weird.
You have another guy, the same guy that was complaining about like how he wants his money back. It's just like, unless they got a doctor that's in on it.
True. But there was definitely some hinky shit going on in that fight, without a doubt.
You see a number of them actually pull up like screens on their AR and start writing messages of how of tampering with the fight.
Oh boy. Viva la revolution.
Viva la revolution. So that's happening. But yeah, you just
Fantastic.
watched Olympian politics.
Dark.
Very.
Yeah.
Bring popcorn.
Yep. Survival
like
of the fittest.
It is like a I don't know, a telenovela.
The guy, Ali, are you back? Okay, not yet. The guy that just won, his head. I swear I had his name written down somewhere, but I guess I did that in my sleep as a dream. I never actually wrote it down, which is a shame. But the guy he walks over to an available podium. He sticks his knife into it, and over the sound system, he starts a speech. As the new ruler of the Olympians, my first declaration is that I order all pure blood Olympians to finish their contracts and come home. This era of servitude and being dishonorable mercenaries ends with me. No longer will you eat the scraps given to you by the corporate dogs or those criminal slugs that have you eat their scraps with a smile on your face, despite the fact that you are the superior. Physically, mentally, it's time to come home. A new era has begun. He walks off.
How the hell are you supposed to know what if somebody's pure blood or not when the entirety of civilization at this point is decided by, or well, is governed by digital existence?
It's a great question.
Nobody's born an Olympian. How the fuck
I-
does this work?
I mean, it could be. That's not technically impossible. If two Olympians fucked and reproduced, it would make an Olympian.
Yeah, okay, well, fair enough. But you can't tell me their entire civilization constitutes of pure-blooded Olympians. What the fuck?
I'm not telling you that. You are correct.
That's
Yeah,
some
this
wild
guy's
ass
like a
shit
nut.
there.
How much of the blood sport did you get to hear?
Luckily enough, I was able to hear a good chunk of it in between interacting with property management, fire department, and then stuff.
Cool.
Something weird about politics, Olympians knife fighting or doing other similar sports, potential trickery and shenanigans, and pure-blooded Olympians are supposed to return home because only the purebloods matter. That's
So-
effectively what I got out of that.
I mean, it's not incorrect things that you got out of it.
Might have missed some context there.
But that brings us to you. All right,
Boy. Okay.
Arnold.
As a quick aside, I believe I went with Exalt as the base biomorph. So I forgot to factor that in with the notes I sent to you. So what would Arnold have been doing in this time period? Well, learning how to do gravity stuff, playing around with guns, tinkering on guns, and getting used to effectively VR chat, but for realsies. That's what Arnold would have been doing. Arnold at this time is he said it's about a week with our guns, and by the time we get our new morphs, is that correct?
So yeah, you'd be in your new morphs now, and you'd be to describe what they look like.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It'd be roughly about a week since
A
we
week and a
got
half.
them. A week and a half
Oh,
since we got
well,
them.
since you
Okay.
got them. So yeah, it's been about a week since you got them. Yes, since you got them.
Since we got them. Okay. And you say it's about a week and a half. I'm gonna do a quick dice roll.
Okay.
As this is entirely relevant for for Arnold at this time. Brandon.
Yes.
Well, illustrious Brandon, our GM. I would like for you
Yes.
to choose high or low.
Low.
It is high. Okay. This day, Arnold's form okay, as a quick aside, we're actually fully getting what actual what we sent you.
Yes.
Okay.
The reasonable one you sent me, not the one that was worth 40 fucking character points.
No. I know. That one was basically going to take 5 ever to do.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So the Arnold on this day is Arnold on this day, I'll say that when we get over to Arnold's interactions of what they're doing in their downtime, they're currently at the 0G gun range, or effectively training bay. Arnold has a very unique looking biomorph. You could effectively say it's a tiger.
Okay, so
It is a
about to ask,
tiger standing on two legs.
okay?
Tiger. It's standing on two
Arr.
legs. Arr. Um,
Oiga.
yeah, no, this buff does have a prehensile tail. The fur pattern is more of a white Siberian tiger looking fur pattern, so very much of the white fur with black stripes. And just so that everyone knows and the viewers know that on this day, from getting this new biomorph body, this day there are very feminine features on Arnold's character.
All right. So you are, you're working you're testing out your new guns. Roll me guns.
Rolling guns. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Fallen. That is a 32 out of 55. That looks to be about 2 degrees.
Nope. Just one so far.
Oh.
The
Is it
EP would have got
every
every 30.
every 30 is an
Correct.
extra degree. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So I mean, still, you still got it. Doesn't matter the form. Doesn't matter the time. You got it. Just sending it down range. Center mass. Center mass. Center mass. You decide that you might want to step it up a little bit, and you lock yourself into one of the rotating plates, because all of these are spinning in a cylinder, and you're on a platform. You can lock yourself on the platform and have it start spinning. And now, whereas you're spinning clockwise, they start spinning counterclockwise primarily. There are some that are spinning clockwise as well, but those are
Right.
the easy targets.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still getting the shots down range. Still fairly accurate. You still got it. Guns feel nice. They look nice.
Feels a lot better than I expected, honestly. It does remind me of the recoil that I was used to in the old life. Surprising for
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah, surprisingly, since they what you were working look back then, like railgun. This is like like you're not expecting much in the way of recoil. The first time you shot the thing, the magnet's discharging, and throwing a pin down range actually had a good amount of oomph to it. That shocked you a good bit. It's like the gun tensed and then released.
Still getting used to this new biomorph. One of the reasons why I'm actually pushing myself and doing more training is just making sure that I'm familiar with both this version of the body as well as the other version of the body, which is just to say the male version of the body.
Yeah. Give me a perceive.
Perceive. Do I have anything that gives me any bonuses to perceive? No, that just says I don't get distracted. That's only plus 10. This is not a surprise, I assume.
No.
Okay. So that would be a standard for then, in which case my perceive. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
That's not so good.
You know what? You know what? What's perceived based off of?
So perceive is based off of int, so you would need a intuition to, or a flex, intuition or flex to flip it.
You mean insight?
Insight.
That's perfectly fine. So I have two here, one here, and two here. I'll use a flex point. I have two of those. And I'll flip it so I get a 26.
Okay.
Which my base is 50, so or my total is 50 for the skill total, so it's plus one success.
No. Threshold of 30.
Plus two
So
success.
it's just a no, it's just a basic
Oh no,
success.
no. Okay. I would have to get under 20. Got it.
No. So
Sorry.
you'd have it's blackjack rules. So after 30 you get a superior success.
Oh.
After 60
Okay.
you get a super superior success.
But if
So
my
the
skills
closer
only
you are to
get
your total, the better. Yeah. The closer
okay.
you are, the better.
Okay. That it's gonna take me a second, but that makes more sense.
You see, like, as you're doing this down the range, you see that a number of folks are watching you. There are like three folks. One in a synth morph seems to be one of the more heavy duty steel morphs. A chick in probably a fury morph, and then what looks kind of like just a basic like pod morph. Just nothing super special. Maybe it's a splicer.
Okay.
They're just sitting there watching you go on the range. And they're still there when you finish up. And as you're walking out, the three of them will be in front of the doorway. Just kind of blocking you.
How are you ladies doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. I see that you are a decent shot. What's your
I
name?
appreciate the compliment on that one. Just trying to make sure I didn't lose too much by getting this new body of mine. You can call me Aaron.
Aaron? All right, all right.
Mhm.
Pleasure to meet you. She reaches out a hand to shake. This is the Fury Morph that you're primarily talking to. She seems to be the talker.
That's perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and reciprocate the niceties.
Okay. So, shake hands. I am doing something in the background. Don't you worry about it.
Oh,
So,
are we gonna do that whole hand thing where people just like squeeze each other's hands to see who flinches first?
yeah. Uh, do me a favor. Roll me will times 2.
Okay, will times 2. Let me check something real quick. That's not relevant. That's not relevant, and that's not relevant. Okay, he said will times 2. So,
Yep.
ooh, that is failure, and I will not flex.
All right.
Or yeah, I will not. I don't spend points.
You don't notice anything happening other than shaking their hand. So, Aaron,
Mhm.
when did you get on the swarm?
As far as I know, I've been here for about a month.
Did you forecasting? Did you come in on a ship? Haven't seen you
Came
before.
in on a ship. Came in on a ship. Kind of one of the low keys. You might not have noticed because I was still waiting for this thing to kind of get finished up on.
Ah, okay. So you were rocking something basic till your stuff got brought in. Gotcha.
Yeah, some of the custom orders, especially for some of the interesting things I want to try out. They're gonna take a minute, you know.
But I see that you got yourself nice and armed.
Eh,
You went to Pappy's, I bet.
yeah, he's a
Pappy
cool guy.
Pablo. He's a good guy. He's a little weird, but you know, who isn't these days, right?
Yeah, that's true. Especially from what I hear, good place to get some of the retro-looking guns if you're looking for that stuff. So smiles.
Yes. Yeah. You know, some people just don't appreciate classics and oldies. But, you know, I myself, um, she takes her hand and goes to pull out of her back pocket, and she's like doing it very like calmly and like loosely. She shows you a
Mhm.
fucking 45 revolver.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
gonna ask
my
you. What do you? Okay. I'm gonna ask you because I'm the gun guy in this group apparently. What do you mean by 45 revolver?
it looks like old west cowboy revolver.
45 Colt. Mmm, that's nice.
I didn't know if they were
What is
all
this? Some
Colts. I
kind
didn't
of
want to say
weird
that.
foreplay?
No.
I
45
mean,
Colt is the caliber. 45 Colt is the caliber.
it could also be you know, a horse if you don't worry about it. But me myself, I prefer the classics. Even you even load it the old classic way, and she will sit there and start popping out individual rounds one by one, and then load them back in.
Well, that's a very standard classic way to work with your Colt single action there. Or
Yeah,
no, I think that's the Colt single army.
but you know, luckily I don't have to use this too much on the swarm. It stays nice and peaceful. But you know, sometimes if people get a little mouthy, you flash them a piece and they shut up.
You know, kind of standard with people who want to play the what's the old phrase? I think it was, whose dick is bigger.
Well, unfortunately, as time went on, that kind of lost meaning.
That, yeah, like I said, it's an old Earth phrase that I heard some old timers I was passing by on one of my travels.
But you staying on the swarm long? You are you just stopping by to pick that up?
Uh, just kind of going where the wind blows right now, so I might stay here a bit, might not. I'm at least gonna get used to this body first before I move on. I'm
Yeah.
also at this point going to want to do an insight on them. What would that be
So
again?
kinesics.
Kinesics. Okay, that's not too bad. Kinesics. Oh. Ooh, that's based on Spavvy.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna flex it.
Okay.
I will flex it and I will be uh on the dot. With
Okay.
45 being my kinesis. Or kinesics.
So with the kinesics, what are you looking for? You get to ask for two things with what's going on here that you want to try to get a better grasp of.
I'm okay. From the perspective as a player, which is also partially a perspective on Arnold the character, this doesn't necessarily seem entirely to be just a hey, want to chat you up kind of sense. This almost it seems more like a probing for information. So I'm more and by extension Arnold is also going to be more interested in seeing how their body languages between them and if there's any subtle cues,
Okay. Um.
of communication between like, hey, who's supposed to be doing what? Or
So you know, in this day and age, people are able to communicate without talking, even
right.
while carrying on a conversation. You've seen it happen. You've started to get okay at it.
Mhm.
The two people next to her, the guy in the steel morph, big bulky dude, looked like he could have pounded the fuck out of you if he wanted to go fisticuffs. Like it looked like it would hurt.
Kinky.
Other guy, he seems innocuous. Like he doesn't seem like anything special, but he's there, and he kind of was. Both of them were putting on a front. She shook your hand and then started having a conversation with you. The two of them immediately eased up. She has been all smiles the entire time. Her
She is
disposition,
winning the conversating. Hmm.
yeah, her disposition has not changed at all. Um, what is another piece of information that you'd like?
Is there, aside from her single action, is there any other visible armaments amongst them?
You wouldn't see that with the kinesics. Kinesics is kind of like lets you understand their body language.
I mean,
As for anything that's like immediately
okay,
noticeable, no.
okay, because sometimes when I see guys at my shop that come in and they're just getting into walking around with their first CCW, yeah, it's kind of easy to kind of notice them from time to time. Their body language says a lot.
But yeah, no, they're not like it's there. You don't see anything immediately noticeable weapon wise on them, and they're I'll give you get ask something else for the kinesics because you're not. These aren't the first. This isn't their first time with a gun.
Okay,
If they are armed.
it's not the first time with their gun, obviously. Okay. Based on her all smiles and talks, can I at least tell if it? Can I differentiate between actually being genuine or is it more of a front still?
That one's hard. You get the sense that she has an ulterior motive
Mm-hmm.
to how she's treating you and how she's acting to you. What that motive is, you don't fucking know.
I mean, I'm a frickin' tiger lady on this ship. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the few tiger ladies on this ship. I'm a spectacle.
Yeah, and then you're good with a gun, and it's just like, oh, you probably went to Pappy for that. What do you think of classics? And then now you're having an entire conversation with her based on like classic makes and old
Hmm.
guns.
Okay. Is there also time for me in this middle of this conversation to kind of tap into Suki?
Sure. What's up, boss? How can I help?
I'm not entirely. I'm getting a vibe. Not entirely sure. I'd like for you to just make sure there's no weird scans coming from them, no weird probes.
Since she walked on our turf, I've been keeping an eye out. Haven't seen anything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Keep up the work. Good work. Okay. So, aside from, and this is me switching back into the in-person conversation.
Okay.
So, aside from, the classics and checking out some of the new skills, what else seems to have caught your eye? Since
Well, fair and not usual for people just to run around and polite conversation's nice, but I am here bit on business.
Okay.
You get a file sent to you. She just kind of like sends you a direct message.
Okay.
Suki scans it. It's fine. It is a flyer. Well, as close to a flyer as you can get. We have one of the bars on this ship. Able to secure ourselves a nice little spot. And we'd like to. Me and my boys here like to kind of try to keep. And she kind of like flexes a bit because she isn't a fury morph. She's in a morph that's made for combat. We like the more rough and tumble sight. You were a sight to see. Saw you were go with a gun. You're the kind of patron we want at our bar. It's got a bit of a Chinese fare to it, for food and drink, atmosphere, the music. It's very nice. But we kind of like that, like the tough guy aesthetic is what we go for. And you fit that description.
Going full tiger lady for you, huh?
I mean, I love a good joke. But I think like you, and if you've got some friends, should come by. Do me a favor, roll another will times 2.
This is not the fun times. Oh,
I'm sorry, it's not will times 2. It's
is
just
it will times 3?
No.
Oh, it's just will.
It's
get
just
fucked
will.
on a major scale. That is 2 degrees of get fucked.
Okay. But yeah, you and your friends should come by. I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Ollie,
Mhm.
you really think you should take your friends there? Arnold is all down for getting the group together to go to this bar.
Doesn't sound good. This sucks. This sucks majorly. On the player side, this sucks. This sucks majorly.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to the space triad.
Look, I wasn't necessarily going to say I wasn't trying to go in the direction of probably taking interest in criminal organizations, but this wasn't the way I was hoping it would go.
On the plus side, you maybe get, I don't know, the secret menu at the restaurant.
All I gotta say is that there
yes.
better
General
be fucking.
so's.
It's not the traditional Chinese aesthetic. It's a fucking Panda Express in space.
Oh no.
But she'll like step out of your way and like make room for you. See you there, sweetheart.
Okay.
And then her boys proceed to produce arms and go into the shooting range.
Cool. Isuki.
Ali, you are afflicted with subliminal for the next 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay.
Yep. Implant a single post-hypnotic suggestion to the target's mind, which they will carry out as if it was their own idea.
Okay. Isuki.
Damn, she's a really good salesperson. Sorry.
Fair.
Suki.
But
Yeah. Sup, boss?
Mark,
I need you to run some information on this flyer and the place that this flyer is talking about.
I mean,
Sounds
I got a
really
menu.
good. All right. Pull me up that fucking menu because I am 100% wanting to double check and make sure if they got some Chinese food that I would be interested in.
All right. And with that, we'll cut back to the group as a whole as you all begin to come back home after a long day.
there was one
Yeah.
feature that I actually forgot to mention. It's not just the fox ears; it's the tail too.
Ah, nice.
Is it also electronic, or is that quote unquote
It's
biological?
it's cybernetic with
Okay.
fake real fur.
Fake real fur.
Yeah.
Must touch fluffy tail.
Do you have in your notes, Brandon, what the name of my little AI thing is?
Let me double check. Because
Give
I
me-
believe we pinned it. I don't believe you ever gave me a name, but that doesn't mean
I
you
didn't
didn't.
give you the name.
You gave us the name.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
Don't know where I placed it. I'm a
It is
goddamn
now
clown.
named. It is now named Clippy.
It is not named Clippy. You can name her Clippy. I'm not going to name your
No.
AI Clippy.
You seem to be getting hacked. Do you want assistance with
Curse be upon you.
that?
I'll think of something.
Okay. But yeah, you all start, gathering back.
We're all arriving kind of in the same span of time, very short span of time. Well, it looks like everybody had a productive day.
Most part, I
Yeah,
guess you
Marco
could
is
say
probably
that,
just
although I'm
lounging
fucking
in the
hungry.
couch, just looking at things.
What was that, Arnold?
I guess you could say that, although I'm actually really fucking hungry now. Have
Yeah, I
have any
haven't
of
had
y'all
anything out
eaten?
of it. Not in a few hours at least.
Okay.
Michael looks up for her brochures and whatnot. Oh, right. Eating maybe might be good.
I wouldn't be opposed.
So I got this notification earlier from this lady that was at the gun range, and since then I've been fucking wanting some Chinese food. And based on the menu, they may actually have some like, decent approximations of stuff that was back from old Earth. And now I've just been craving it.
Oh, if that's the case, that sounds pretty good actually.
Like, mind you, it's as authentic as you can get using a fabber, but like they fab the ingredients. It's all carbon.
Yeah, it at least looked Arnold as a close enough approximation to stuff he would have had back on old Earth.
I assume it's generally better if you fab the ingredients and actually make the food rather than try to fab the finished product.
You can do both. There is a definite difference in taste.
Imagine like fabbing a sandwich or something else that's multiple pieces, but it's like all one piece, just like sculpted in that shape.
Like those sandwich yellows.
Oh jeez.
No. Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's
no.
actually how it is, but Yeah, that sounds great. Sure, I'm down.
So, has anyone seen our other friend? Has anyone seen Matthew?
Matthew is currently passed out on one of the chairs, just snoring away. You can see that in front of them, they had a little tablet out, got on it stuff about gate crashing, who the most like recent gate crashers are, recent planets discovered through gate crashing, all of that. So you see what they've been working on. They seem to have passed out.
Okay.
AKA, do not involve that character.
They seem
No, that's
indisposed.
perfectly fine. It's just more of like, okay, Arnold's just gonna send them a message of like, hey, this is where we went. If you want to come join us later. But yeah, no, I'm kind of hungry, and honestly, if I had known that there was a Chinese place on this ship, probably would have gone there first.
I am glad that General Soos didn't die in the apocalypse.
Yeah, for real, right?
I'm also kind of glad it's not like what was it, Demolition Man, where it's a fucking Panda Express that took over as the
Oh, it like
remaining,
cornered the market for Chinese food.
yeah, like Taco Bell did in Demolition Man. Like, holy fuck.
No,
Oh,
it's Taco Bell's Chinese food. Huh?
I assume
Oh
it's-
no.
So I assume you're having this conversation on your way to the restaurant.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a true tragedy.
Oh, that'd
The
be so god.
the name of the restaurant is Steel Dragon.
You know what? That's actually acceptable.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
All of you walk in, you see a number of folks in there that sitting there enjoying nice meals. The I almost said steward. That's not right. But a server walks up. Good evening, everyone. Are you doing rep or credits today?
I'm a little light on rep right now, so if we can do credits, well, that'll be a little bit nicer.
Understood. Understood. And for how many?
I think it's just the four of us tonight.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we
And
might have another joining later, but I'm not sure.
excellent. All right. I'll make sure that we leave a little extra space. And were you recommended here by anyone?
Yeah, actually, I was recommended by Fury. Fury with a very nice taste in some old classic firearms.
You do have her name from the message. Her.
This is also just me kind of like in character, out of character going. I kind of forgot that already.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Tabitha.
Tabitha. Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, that's the name. Tabitha.
Tabitha Fang. All right. Please right this way. And what did you say your name was? I'm sorry.
My name's Aaron. This is just my group of friends. I decided to treat for the night.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Follow me. Uh, you begin walking to like the back of the space. Like you're right next to the kitchen. You can smell everything being cooked. You smell spices. You don't hear a fabber. You hear actual cooking.
Yo, they kept it actual authentic with the cooking. Now, that's how you know this is going to be a good Chinese restaurant.
Yes, yes.
Wonder if
We
they,
Way
wonder
too
if they
good.
had one of those like jet engine of
Yeah, you know.
cookers.
Wait, what?
They have like these massive burners that almost look like jet engines.
but we do our best to try to have a good experience for everybody, not just through the food itself, but also through taste and sounds.
Okay. All right. That's pretty. That's honestly a pretty legit thing.
Uh,
Fancy.
how long have you all been on the swarm? Is this your first time here at Steel Dragon? I don't recognize your names, but people have different monikers.
Yeah, actually, this is my first time on the swarm. I've been here about a month, if I remember my days right. Might have forgotten a day or two with a couple drinks.
Oh, no harm in that. We do have a drink menu.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I would like everybody but Arnold. You give me a kinesis check or perceive. I'll allow either.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to take the
6,
perceive
40,
option there.
perceive is 50. I will also do perceive.
Arnold, you are looking at the menu. There's Peking duck. There's vermicelli with duck blood. You don't know how they're fabbing duck blood, but
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. So Osborne, that's critical failure. Would you like to spend a insight to negate the critical failure aspect?
I think so.
Okay.
What were the ways to spend the points other than flipping again?
You could downgrade a failure. So if it was a critical failure, you could downgrade it to just a normal failure. You could also downgrade like a critical, not a critical, but a superior failure to just a normal failure. You could also upgrade a success to a superior success.
Oh, okay. So it stays on the failure success side of the line it's on, but you can make
Correct.
it better or worse depending on the. Yeah. Okay.
And were you rolling kinesis or perceive?
I was rolling perceive and I failed.
Okay.
Just
I rolled perceive and failed.
see
Oh,
real
boy.
quick if since Ego
Wow,
gave me
man.
anything about that. I actually don't remember.
We are all on the sad levels of rolls today, apparently.
We're hungry.
So, I mean, authentically cooked food does sound very nice, and the smells and sights and sounds are a little distracting. All of you sit down. Some water is brought at first, and everyone says, "Would you like any alcohol or soda, juice?"
Yeah, no, I'd like to take some alcohol, seeing as you got some.
Alrighty.
Just soda is fine for me.
Same.
Alrighty.
Just the water.
For Arnold, you're offered Baju.
Okay.
So it's a
Baijiu?
clear alcohol.
Yeah, it's more. It's kind of like a. It's like a grain wine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That works.
So everyone is given various drinks. Food orders are placed. Not going to really stress that. Who all actually drinks their drinks?
I probably
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
Arnold
I have
does.
nothing to suspect right now.
Yeah.
Okay. They eventually come out, get food order. Not going to go into that. And food is served. You're all sitting there. And a chair is pulled up.
Oh.
A fifth chair is placed at the head of the table where you're all sitting.
Yeah. Like someone just puts the chair. You said we're in in a back area, right? Are we the only ones in the room that we're in?
You're not the only one, but you're definitely still a good ways away from other individuals.
Oh, okay.
More secluded area of the back room.
Yeah.
Got it.
One second. Because I want to know how to pronounce this and not fuck it up.
What is it?
A name.
And oh, is it an Asian sounding name?
Yes.
Can you send me the Roman? Can you send
Yes.
me that?
I'm just going to put it in chat.
Okay.
That's Portland. Nope. There we go.
So we're doing it in Eclipse.
Yep.
Xixiang. Xixiang.
Yep.
Xixiang. Yep. Xixiang. Ai la.
She.
Xixiang. Xixiang. We can just shorten it to she for now.
Yeah. So, a woman sits down at the table. She is in a Fury morph. She does not look like Tabitha. Hello, my name is Shi Juoying.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding that you are all first-time guests here.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am the humble manager of this establishment. And I just wanted to ask a couple questions.
Sure.
Sure.
Is this a survey or?
You could say that. Where are you all from originally?
Oh, vagrant, really?
You've had to be born somewhere.
You know what?
Luna.
One at a time. Which one? What's the go?
Marco says Luna.
Okay. Roll me.
It's more of I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
Okay. Roll me deception.
Deceive is the skill.
Yep. Roll me a deceive check.
Defaulting did it have any penalty?
You're just rolling savvy.
Okay. I see.
So whatever your savvy rank is what you're rolling.
I am going to spend a point to reverse that. And then I get underneath the 45.
Okay. Luna, interesting. You don't have the kind of air I'd expect from someone from Luna. Maybe that's why you're on a scum swarm. What about the rest of you? Or all of you come on the same boat? Is that how you all know each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've traveled together for a while. Why do you ask, though, if you don't mind? Well, me asking.
Well, you all have unique features for the most part. Stares at Tiger Lady.
Yeah. Obvious.
Just haven't seen people on the ship before, and most folks on the ships don't pay in credits. For anyone that is partaking in this conversation, you can roll a kinesics for that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
What? Sam.
Oh. And my kinesics is 40. I
really am not
rolled.
getting anything.
Where'd my roll go? Oh, there we go. 7 out of 40.
As far as you can tell, she's telling the truth.
Wait, are you telling all of us that, or?
Yes, I'm telling all of you that.
I know nothing. I sense nothing.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't get anything out of it.
yeah.
With the 7, like Zach, did you succeed?
No.
Want to make sure.
Yeah.
With the 7 is like, as far as you can tell, she's telling the truth, or she's got a good poker face.
Yeah. Huh.
Just eclectic bunch.
I mean, you will
Not-
get all kinds of people coming in here. Right?
We do, but just look at them. You see a couple splicers, like you see basic morphs, very basic setups.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a level of personalization. None of them really stick out. And then, I mean, just look at yourselves.
We get that every now and then.
Yeah, we have a normal person in our group. Points over at Osborne.
Not even sure how to respond to that.
You are a token normal guy now, Osborne.
Yep. I guess I am the most normal looking.
Yeah.
I see that he has modified a Fury Morph quite heavily, if I'm correct.
Is that what that
Maybe.
is? Huh. Okay.
Go ahead, Zemian.
I mean, this seems more than just curiosity.
Yeah.
So, like, is there a problem? Are we disturbing your clientele? Do we need to leave? Like, we were just looking to have a meal.
I just wanted to make sure I greeted everybody who is a fresh face that knows exceptional taste. I didn't mean to disturb your meal. If that is the takeaway, I sincerely apologize. But if there is ever a time that you want to come here and have a nice meal, we'd be happy to treat it. And for my disturbance, in fact, tonight, on me. I apologize. I didn't mean to cause disturbance. Just wanted to meet the new folks on the ship.
All right.
She will stand up, and one of the servers will grab the chair and walk off with it. And she will give a polite bow and thank you for your patronage.
What sort of morph did you say she was in?
You can't tell. It's a biomorph. You know that. Or an exceptionally well built podmorph. Like it's biological facing.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I can't remember off the top of my head. Are people aware if you're using psi powers on them that are not like physically obvious?
Not
I see,
unless
we were
they are
thinking the same
themselves
thing.
psionic.
Interesting. Cool.
Or, you act upon information that you could only have gotten from their head.
Yeah. I'll start with a. Wait, how do you sense when someone is using psi powers on you? Is it just passive, or is there like a roll for it?
So you'd be rolling psi defense, and at which point your inner senses would start tingling. It acts as like a sixth sense.
Oh, okay.
If you're not psionic, you don't have it.
Yeah.
So you got nothing to block for you.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I'll start with a sense infection.
Okay.
At least on my side. I think he and I are on the same page, though.
Oh, I was absolutely going to deep scanner.
Yeah.
Like a deep scanner.
I've only got brow stats, but.
Sense infection. Roll me psi. Same with you, Zach. Roll me psi.
Yeah, I'm doing this as she's getting up. so that
Yeah,
she's
no, that's
still
fine.
within that 2 meters.
No, you're good. You're good. I assume that you would have done this during the part of the conversation. It's not like you have to wave your hands like a Jedi. This is just a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold up your fingers to your head and go all savior on them.
Yeah. Success.
I also have a success.
All right. Oh, you have a success on that 71? That is a
71 out of 75.
nice. That is a double superior. That's a double superior success. Get 3 pieces of information from from deep scan.
It's a super duper success.
Also
40
gain 6 infection
Yep.
modification.
And I'll be rolling that in just a moment. Sense infection. Where are they?
I gained 2 from that.
Yeah, you know only whether or not target is infected. Superior success may provide gut feelings about the target's specific strain. They're not infected.
Oh, okay, cool. And I'll follow it up with brass thoughts
Okay.
once I get the chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
But if you want to do this description first, that's fine. That one was 2 infection mod, and so I think brass thoughts is 2. No, it's 4.
So let me roll. What's your current infection rating? Does it list it for you on your sheets?
Mine is at 32.
Okay. And that's after
I
the +6 or no?
That's after the +6, yeah.
Okay.
Crap, I actually don't remember what determines base infection rating.
All
Oh,
right. Give me a minute while
Oh,
you
no.
figure out what your base infection rating is real quick.
Oh, fuck.
That's hilarious. So technically speaking, you could spend a you did this before the infection test, but you didn't know, so I'll let you do it now. You may spend Moxie to avoid the infection test altogether, if you have any left from the day.
I mean, considering, well, I think he's very focused in the moment, and yeah, I'm gonna spend the moxie. I'll let it bite me in the ass later.
Okay. Excellent.
Because I, as a player, I'm pretty sure I do not want to cause a scene in this place. With what my problem is.
yeah. I hear it. I
Yeah.
found it. Base infection is citrate level times 10. So since I have it at level 2, it would be base 20.
Yes.
Be base 20.
And I need to figure out where I
Anytime
can
you
put
use a
that on
psi
here.
gamma slight, you increase by the infection modifier.
Yeah. Actually, so base psi rating. Now it's 22 after the first one.
Yep. And do you want to roll? Do you want to spend a Moxie to avoid the test?
I don't even remember what happens from the test, I'll be honest.
So you want it to
Your
Been a
fail.
long time since we played.
Negative. If it doesn't go your way, you're going to start having one of your psi related negative ego traits, whatever that was, is going to start acting up.
Oh, okay. Do I? Is that just based on my substrain?
That is based on your
Yes.
substrain. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Which is
right.
why
okay,
I'm
yes,
like,
I've got it picked here.
Dodge. Just not here.
Oh,
not
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, yours is a bit more of a problem probably than mine. Honestly, I might not have even noticed mine yet in character, so I will not spend the moxie.
All right.
So 22 from
So
the
that's
power.
22 from the sense infection. We have another one for when you do browse thoughts.
Yes. Oh, I assumed you were gonna. Oh, do you not roll it every time?
I roll it every time. Every time you use an ability, and it's I roll it.
Oh, you already rolled. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had. Okay, so this is 26.
So that would take you to 26.
Yeah.
So
does the test happen after I roll the power and everything, or do you do
yes,
that first?
it happens after you roll the power.
Okay, got a 12 for definitely a success.
So you don't have to worry about yours. So Osborne gets 3 pieces of information from Deep Scan.
Yeah. First question is, where does she think we're from?
She doesn't think you're from anywhere. She knows you're from Earth.
Cool.
Oh.
Follow-up question then is, what does she want with us?
Summary, a few sentences long, or memory that's less than a minute. Yeah, okay, a few sentences long. How the fuck did these guys get my money?
How did we get her money?
Yep.
Like, how did we get credits at all? Or
And then just because this entire thing has been weird and the weird questions at the front, is this restaurant a front?
Yes. It is a front for the triad.
Yeah.
I was right.
Bitch. This is not the
Yeah, makes
direction I
sense.
wanted to start off this going route.
Technically speaking, the description of or summary a few sentences long, so I'll extrapolate more on. So these are the fuckers that took my money. How did they get my money? How'd they get it? Where'd they get it? Why?
Oh, god damn it.
Like, does anybody have
Oh.
a good time getting into organized crime?
No, this is related to first contact. Out of character wise, this is related to first contact.
First contact?
I shook the Fury's hand. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
my thoughts from the first contact I made before I got suggested to come to this restaurant.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe she was an async and maybe used powers similar to that of which your friends are using. Who knows?
This is also this is again out of character wise. I'm pretty sure I know where this happened. Son of a bitch.
Da 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 da.
She thinks we have her
Also,
money.
I just don't know why she thinks we have her money. I'm still confused about that.
cyberbrains are immune against thought browsing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But if I understood correctly, Arnold is inside a biomorph. Paid extra for it.
Paid extra for
I
the
wanted to
fleshy
go with
bits.
that authentic tiger look, man. I didn't want to go with faux fur.
That's fine.
Didn't want to be a protogen.
But Rouse thoughts now.
Listen here, you little shit.
You only had 12 on your browse thought, so you only get one thing of information. So getting general sense of what currently running through their mind, it's pure success. Provide deeper details, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
What would be going through her mind after that? Because you did it after she sat down and had the conversation with everybody. Like you did this as she was getting up.
Yeah.
Who are these fucking people?
Okay, well that's good at least.
I mean, like, she knows the technical answer to that. You get the vibe she knows who you are, but she doesn't know you.
Oh, like she knows that we're those people they unfroze, but she's like, what the fuck is up with these people? As like,
Yeah, that's like, what the fuck?
From another time, another world. Can't possibly comprehend us.
But food is served. Not long after she leaves.
Okay. Not too bad then.
My 2 asyncs, do you eat your food you ordered?
No.
Yeah,
I'm going to pick at it as if I'm eating, but I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm just like, kind of, I feel like I've lost my appetite. I might box this up, but that's about it.
Can I roll kinesis? Get
Did
the vibe
you
from those two.
did you relay the message of your findings?
Not here.
Yeah, not out loud.
Fuck no.
That's
I
entirely
imagine we
fair.
probably like share a glance though.
Yeah.
Can I roll a
Mike-
kinesis to understand? They don't feel comfortable.
I will, but I want the two of them to roll their kinesics to try to not make it look obvious that they're a little freaked out. Not
Yeah,
because
I would
they
do.
don't want you to know, but because they don't want the people that know to know that they know.
No.
Well, I'm not freaked out. I'm on
Oh.
edge.
There's a
I'm
difference.
like,
Oh.
I'm suspicious and on edge.
No. I
I don't need my
get shit.
substrain to make me paranoid to be paranoid right now. Let's
No,
see.
I don't
Kinesics,
get shit.
40. I didn't know you rolled kinesics to do that in both directions. It's actually really nice.
So usually you're rolling things like deceive. You're not actively trying to deceive
Oh, but
him.
it's because it's like physical stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, I've failed that pretty bad actually.
Well, I mean, so did
Not a
so
critical
did the
failure.
cat.
Oh, okay.
I also failed.
Unhelpful.
Whoa, you failed your kinesics on a 22? Whoa.
I don't have any ranks in it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a critical failure. Would you like to spend
Critical.
a flex or a moxie?
I'll
Nah.
spend a moxie on that to make it less critical. Got a lot of moxie to spare, so it's all good.
So you, as a gunman, Arnold sees a person who's waiting to draw a weapon, who's willing, like the slightest provocation could bring it out of them. You see that in
Okay.
Arnold. Arnold sees that in Osborne. Morgan looks a little on edge.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
I'm
Arnold
on
is
edge.
seeing that
I'm
in
glancing around
Osborne,
me.
What was
if Arnold's
And-
seeing that in Osborne, Arnold is actually going to pause and then just
And
kind of look at
Mako
his food.
is just enjoying the food because she is clueless.
so Arnold stops and is looking at Osborne.
Glances at Osborne, sees that he's definitely on edge, and just kind of, all right, sits there and plays with his food a bit. Something don't seem right. It's got him on edge.
And then what was Morgan
He's
saying?
on edge. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely on edge, glancing around like I expect something to happen to me, or both us in general. Also not eating. Kind of similarly, like picking at it, kind of moving things around.
But some time passes. Mako, food tastes delicious.
Nice. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah,
You got
I
the
noticed that.
authentic smell.
And then she
you got
starts
the-
noticing that everyone else is kind of like going, not eating and just picking at the food and going like, huh. Everyone okay?
Arnold, do you continue to eat after you see your two compatriots kind of not do that?
He probably had a couple bites, and then when he's glancing around to see everyone else's reaction, sees Osborne, and then also sees Morgan like that, he's kind of like, okay. No, yeah, it's definitely good. It's really authentic. It's a lot better than I anticipated it to be for compared to some of the other stuff we've had in our travels.
It tastes like
Mhm.
proper Chinatown food.
Oh, see, that makes it a good legitimate Chinese restaurant.
I won't speak to it tasting like authentic Chinese because I've never had authentic Chinese food.
That's entirely fair.
All right, sorry, I'm back on a different headset. I think the headset I've been using might have actually just broken. Don't know what's
That's
going on with that.
rough.
The
Yeah,
one kaput.
so I'll look into that later, but I have another one. I'm sorry. Right after I described my reaction and like general demeanor, that's when it happened. So I heard nothing in response to that or anything after.
Just going over like how everyone's reacting to the food, how it tastes like Chinatown Chinese.
Yeah.
Marco just being clueless and eating away, and then going like, "All right, is everyone okay?" Because you notice
Yeah.
finally when people aren't really eating, you're like, "Huh?"
Yeah, no, it's just
Oh yeah.
the conversation kind of threw us off a little bit and kind of thinking.
Yeah, I kind of lost my appetite, I think. But
Yeah.
Your waiter will come by. Any refills? Boxes?
Yes, boxes, please.
Boxes, please. Yeah.
same here.
Excellent, excellent. One moment.
Apparently, I don't know my own appetite for this body just yet, so still getting used to it.
Different metabolism. That will get you. One more, you can eat an entire boat. Next one, barely a leaf. It's rough. But yes, your boxes. One moment. And also, you're free to travel around with the drinks as long as you're not operating any machinery. Any drinks to go?
No.
No, actually,
Um,
I'm good. That was actually some pretty good advice.
That should be all right too. Thanks though.
Alrighty. Get to the boxes and you'll have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thanks.
Thanks for delicious food. The delicious and totally not suspicious food.
Hey,
Yeah.
Suki,
Yes.
how much?
Awesome.
How much? Yeah. How much credits? How much physical credits do I have? As much as I know, the boss lady is going to get of this establishment is going to comp us our food. Still kind of want to leave a tip.
You have an absurd amount of money, sir. We
Okay,
are sitting on a pile
define
of it.
more. How much is a pile, Suki?
Uh,
Because last I checked, my pile is about 60K.
yeah, we're at 59,980.
Okay, so that's still about the same. That's still about the same amount of file that I remember having. Well, that's accounting for my recent equipment, right, Suki?
Yes, we could buy a space
Okay.
station still.
You're telling me I can buy a fucking Yamato?
I mean, theoretically, you might get upcharged depending on the corporations that you're working with. If you do that, if you're working entirely freelance, it's you know,
Look,
I could a
Okay,
little
yeah, no.
stranger.
All
Not really any
right.
space unions out here.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, Suki. Yeah, no, Arnold will still leave. We'll still leave a tip.
How much of a tip? Remember, 3 is a fuck ton. Like 3 is
3
enough for
is
the
a
man to. Yeah, 3 is enough for the man to buy a car. Like a kitted out car.
really?
Yes.
Wait, really? Is there not a
Jesus,
smaller
I thought.
unit of credit?
The small is a 1, which would be enough for him like to get a nice dinner or a nice suit.
Fuck it. 3.
Wait, if you're trying to buy something smaller than that with credits, what do you do?
You'd make a bunch of small purchases with 1 credit. Like it's
Oh, okay.
We have to remember, credits in this game are very much abstracted to gear points.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so
You
they're
guys
a
have
little weird.
60,000 gear points available.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. It's not true. It's not a true denomination of money. It's just this is the equivalent of what your point can do in terms of.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot we converted credits to gear points. I don't remember what the conversion rate was. So it's not 3 credits to buy cars, 3 gear points to buy a car.
Yeah.
Fuck
Not
it.
that gear points are an in-character thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
Simeon, you good?
I'm dealing with a technical thing.
Gotcha.
I did not realize it could hear me.
This is a day of technical stuff.
It wasn't a matter of whether or not we could hear it. It's just I'm seeing it in the chat, and I was just like, "Are you having a stroke? We need to know."
No, I think there's some water got into my keyboard, and it's the left and right arrow keys are acting up.
Gotcha. But all of you start making your way back to your apartment.
I will keep an active perception as we go back to our apartment.
Roll it.
Fucking same.
Roll it.
Hard same.
You know what?
I
I'll
suppose
use
we'll
my
do
1
that as
point
well.
of what is
Goddamn.
insight? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna spend my 1 point of insight and flip it so I can get an actual success on the dot.
Well, I succeeded.
Nice. 77 is like a worse than normal failure due to being above 60 and 30, right?
And it's also doubles, but if it's above your score, that means it's a critical failure.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Well, I will spend insight to reduce the criticality.
It's now just a superior failure.
Yeah.
A double superior failure. You don't see anything. As for the 35 and the 2, we'll start with the 2. You don't notice any tails, but you do notice that people are aware of you leaving, and you see eyes. Like, not, oh, these people was like, oh, what's going on? Oh, they're just moving. Okay. You see calculating eyes.
Everyone is following.
Yeah, they're watching
eyes
you
are following.
leave. Yeah. With the 35, that's a superior.
Okay.
You notice the slight bulges of concealed weapons on a number of the staff members.
And Marco just goes tail swishing and goes like, yeah, this was great.
Yeah, no, actually, I was, wasn't expecting something to. I was expecting more prefab, but this is more authentic traditional style cooking, and it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Quick, I guess if I can subtly grab Osborne's attention, I'll give him a quick little tilt of head of, we need to be careful.
You could also send him a message with your mind.
That's true. Hey, Suki,
Like,
send Osborne a message.
would you like me to include a picture of what you're looking at?
You might as well.
Osborne, you receive a picture of slight bulges, which you would also identify as concealed weapons.
Yeah, I would respond saying, I'm ready to go if anybody tries anything.
But no one does.
Copy that.
And you all leave unmolested and make your way back. And when you're back in the privacy of your quarters, what do you do?
All right, so
Morgan, response to your chat. God damn it.
it was Way too easy.
Low hanging fruit, but you know what? That's fair.
Um, um, all right, so that wasn't normal.
Huh?
No.
Yeah,
She was
that
definitely
wasn't.
feeling some kind of way about us from the beginning, and still feeling that toward the end. I'm
That
pretty
entire
sure
place
she.
is a front for the triad.
Are you fucking kidding
Oh,
me?
awesome! That explains everything.
And
What?
she
Sorry,
thinks
sir.
we have money that belongs to her.
Oh
Wait, we have
no!
money that belongs to her?
What I said was she thinks we have money that belongs to her. Obviously, we do not, unless somebody needs to fess up to something.
Dookie?
I don't know if. I guess we don't
Dookie.
really know the exact origin of.
Is that why you didn't eat?
Correct.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, once we knew we were in, well, a dangerous territory, I wasn't going to consume anything handed to me by them.
oh, I think it was, I don't know, poison tracker thing in it or whatever.
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
you should do a scan.
Yeah, let me actually give me one out of
Okay.
character moment.
One out of character moment. No problem.
Dookie.
Yes.
Run by me how much credits we have.
Each of you got 60,000 60,000 gear points credits.
And we used some stuff last week to grab some gear, some clothes and equipment, and other stuff.
Yeah.
Is that actually all we have, or is that all I have?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the accounts show, it was transferred from well, what was the Oxford Bank.
Okay. Because the only thing I can think of, if what Osborne is saying is true, that we are assumed to have money from the triad, would have been when we met, when that Fury decided to stop me and have a chat.
Do any of you have knowledge criminals? Criminal organizations, organized crime, knowledge
Offhand, no.
knowledge
But
finances.
can I do knowledge security operations?
About knowledge, social engineering, if that helps.
Actually,
Uh,
that's a valid thing for what just happened to me.
I also
I'll
have
let you.
security operations.
I'll let you do the knowledge, social engineering, security ops. Not going to help here.
Yeah.
Got it. That would have armor, security ops, because I have construction and engineering, and then old Earth stuff.
Oh my god, I can't roll dice.
For some reason I still. Oh no, I have sports.
How often do points recharge? Do you just get all of them back when you sleep, or?
I believe they all recharge on a new session. Let me double check that.
Ooh, that'll be interesting because that's a good chunk of points that that was spent.
Ooh.
Also, please let me know if anyone's hearing noises coming from my mic. It may be my roommate.
No, you're good.
Not so far.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm really feeling that bad luck trait today.
It is definitely hitting you.
Yeah.
Man, and I don't even have the bad luck trait.
Oh no, so what the bad luck trait does is that I can't spend points to flip rolls.
That's
And to
fair.
be honest, I think I underestimated how much of a hit that is. Like how considerably that reduces your success. But it is a 6-point flop, so you know.
So
Per my understanding, it recharges. So the way you recharge pools, short recharge, you can do this twice a day, short rest. Task action with a time frame of 10 minutes. You may take 2 short charges per 24-hour period. Each short charge restores 1d6 pool points. You may decide where to allocate them. Long recharge once a day. A time frame of 4 hours or 8 hours if you're flat. You may benefit from 1 24-hour charge. Complete restores all pools. So on a long rest.
Oh, okay, cool.
On a long
In
rest, you
that
get
case,
everything
I-
back.
Long rest
On a
was-
short
Yeah, okay.
rest of 10 minutes, you get a d6 back.
Yeah, in that case, I
know
will
what-
spend my other insight point on reducing the superiority of the failure I've rolled.
Sounds
If that
good.
is a thing, or was it just criticality?
You can reduce the superiority of it as well.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Huh.
I will say it's not always going to matter reducing the superiority of it. Sometimes failure is just a
Oh.
failure.
Oh, okay. Is it just critical failures that I actually have to worry about, like giving me incorrect information instead of nothing and stuff like that?
Correct. The superior failures just mean that like you miss more information typically rather than here's the wrong information.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will not do that.
So Mako is going to use her T-ray emitter and scan for outgoing signals or abnormalities of she's been bugged or poisoned or whatever. If she can.
Oh,
Interesting.
hey Brandon,
Yes.
my character has knowledge economics. Would that work for that knowledge finances?
No, because that's
That's
it's
a
how
different
money
scale.
can be moved. It's
Okay.
That's too macro.
Okay. Got it.
I wonder if somebody stole her money to supply the credits that our currency was converted to.
Look, if they're still using the yuan here in this day and age, I'll be fucking surprised.
Wait 1 second. 318. I need to double check the wording on this. Oh, why? With a T-ray, and scan your forehead. So what's allowing you to see incoming signals is my question.
What did you say?
What's allowing you to see incoming signals?
Well, if the T-ray emitter and receiver can scan for incoming, or rather in the electromagnetic spectrum, it should be able to see radio or other like tracking signals too.
So the T-ray also is able to scan for effectively electrons.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because the way I see it worded is that it effectively sees through walls and other materials. If you have the enhanced vision, I don't think you're going to see signals.
Let's see.
Do you remember what my muse's name was? Because I believe you named mine as well.
Well, let's see what else Brandon didn't write down properly. Is realistically what it sounds like.
Unless I wrote it down on the sheet. If I did, then that would be very nice.
I did not. I will go about getting the names for muses together. I
Okay.
did not write them down. I apologize.
All good. Well, I will ask mine if there's anything someone could have done through via a drink that, if it's poison, which I don't think it is, something I wouldn't have noticed yet, or any sort of like tracking technology that just would be small enough to put in a drink or anything like that.
Well, anything's possible, but the requirements is that you drink your drink. So if they wanted to guarantee it, they'd have to find another method. My question is, what did you bring back with you?
Yeah. Honestly, I would have just dropped that box in a trash can along the way if there was one.
Well, I brought my food. I think Mako brought theirs. So
Yeah,
technically,
we have a few
we're out of
boxes
character
from the
reference.
restaurant.
Yeah, I have no intention of eating mine, so assuming I was aware that we weren't being directly followed, passing a trash can or whatever, I would just dumped mine.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do it in
Okay,
front of other people there.
I would need a portable sensor to be able to see that, which I forgot to pick up.
Yeah.
Oh well. So I can't do that right now.
Your T rate does reveal something. You'd get this either way. I just wanted to make sure, like, whether or not you saw signals or not. For the two people that didn't drop their food off in a trash can, you can see through the material, and there's something inside each of them other than food.
Well, my scanner does detect that there's some sort of abnormality in the food that got eaten.
Oh, good. I'm not crazy.
You mean they got nav
It's not.
machines for tracking now?
It's not in the food. It's on the box.
On the box.
Oh, the box itself.
What's in the box?
Food
Hey,
and a bug.
Oh.
Well, it may be time to contact a certain contact of ours. She sounds over
Yeah.
the little mesh.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hey, Osborne. Well, if
Yep.
what Mako's saying, that there's trackers and it apparently might be our food boxes, we might want to have monitored watches while we are here then.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I see one of those motherfuckers following us, they're gonna be breathing through a fucking tube.
Mako just pouts. Oh man, that's. Oh.
Or better yet, I'm gonna financially set them back even further.
That's entirely fair, Osborne. Morgan,
I mean, if you want to eat the food, you can probably just take the bug off. Yeah.
do you know how to handle guns?
I don't have any actual experience. I was hoping I could get that at some point soon. Hopefully, very soon, given the circumstances.
Are you good with knives or both combat?
No. I was also considering that. Probably guns first, though. It seems like they're a little more ubiquitous.
I think we should call up our little security contact, maybe.
That's a thing we should do. But in the meantime,
yeah, for sure.
just for immediate security's sake, Arnold is going to pull out the pistol that he's been carrying with him. He can seal the pocket. Check it real quick, and then hands it over to Morgan.
What are the odds that we run into the triad of all things, like immediately?
Someone's probably set us up because they think we have their money.
Yeah, you said someone gave you a flyer, right?
This Tabitha
Thanks,
thing.
by the way.
Yeah. Name's on the flyer, so I don't know if that's actually legit. Yeah, you can use the pistol for now, Morgan. I'll stand off with something else. At least you have something.
And
Yeah.
just to be clear, you got a direct message from a user account named Tabitha Fang. So someone like that is the person's name as far as you're aware. Whether or not that's the name they're going by or what have you, that's a different question. It's not
it
on
could
the
be
flyer itself. So
it could be an alias for all it is. That's fine.
So what do you do about the bugs?
Well,
Well, let's peel the bugs off of the box. Are they on the boxes or in the boxes? Like, are they covered in sauce and stuff? Or are they like?
They're nanos. They're little nanites.
Oh, so they're like really small. I thought they.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can like interface with them via my mesh inserts or via the mesh? I guess.
You can.
If I wanted to do anything.
yeah, could we do that?
Yeah. If you wanted to try to access them, you could do an infosec.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Marco you can assist with infosec and hacking, so if I remember correctly. So Marco would want to do that too.
Yeah, I would like to know where this information is going back to. If it's somewhere other than where we just came
And its
from.
purpose.
Huh?
Is it like listening to us? Is it just relaying information where we are? Etc.
Yeah.
Okay, it's infosec. I have 80 in that. Wait, I don't know how assisting works. So do you need to roll before me or?
I don't know how assistant works either.
If I remember correctly, assisting in this is whoever has the higher skill is the one that gets used.
Huh?
So, for example, if you were the one that had to be hacking and Morgan assisted you, you could use Morgan's skill rather than your own.
Okay.
Oh,
I got a 52.
that's a lot better than actually. That'd be closer to my skill, but
No, I'm sorry.
55.
I'm incorrect. Just an additional +10 modifier.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay, I got a 52 out of 90 instead of 80. If it's able to go to 90.
Yeah, can this go to 100? Because I want to assist on this too.
It can. You can only assist on this skill because it is a technical skill, if I'm correct. It's marked as tech.
Well, I have the skill and I have ranks in it.
Do you have it at 40?
I have 55 total.
All right, you can assist.
Oh.
Or 55 total. I have a 40 infosec with a total of 55. Well, yay! I do things.
So you got a 52, you said?
Yes.
All right. So, because they're not like firewall protected realistically.
Yeah.
That is a superior success. You can do a couple of things. What are you trying to accomplish? And we'll discuss whether or not that one roll is good enough for it.
Oh, well, first I would like to know what they're for, and then with that answered, I'll be able to decide on an actual course of action.
Location. They are. We'll say
Okay,
broadcasting your location.
Oh, okay, so they're just for that. Are they? I guess if it's broadcasting, they're not going to anyone in particular. But if are these? I don't know if there's any form of identification on them, just so I can figure out where they're from, to place them, or where the information is going.
If you wanted to find out where the information is going, you're going to need another infosec for you to sit there and backtrace it.
Okay.
You looked at it, you see that sending geolocation signal essentially. Now you're trying to figure out where.
I'll let everyone know that okay, they're just sending our location, not anything we're saying. Unfortunately, they know where we live now, but they probably could have figured that out, so I'm not worried.
It's not hard to find someone who's a tiger lady walking through the ship.
Yeah, this time it's a 33 out of
Critical.
I guess the same thing, the same assistance.
That is a critical success,
Yay.
along with being a superior. So, what information do you want with the backtrace?
Yeah, I want to know where they are and who they are.
So the
If I
where
can
they
actually
are.
just, I assume I can't full on connect to their computer and
Well,
access it through a nano machine.
We'll get there in just a second, because technically the answer is yes. You got a critical success. We'll look at that here in a second.
Oh, holy fuck.
Yeah. You rolled good. You did good, kid. You did good. So you backtrace it. It goes back to the restaurant. You're not surprised
Yeah.
by that. What
Okay,
you do
so
find
it is actually
pleasantly
physically
surprising
there.
is you recognize that mesh ID you accessed, because you accessed it earlier with the good doctor.
Oh.
It's the octopus.
Hey, Arnold, do you remember that octopus who tried to hack you the other day or the other week?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, same mesh ID. I don't know if they're an octopus all the time, but that's where they work, I guess.
But you were able to track that signal. He's open to cyber attack if you want to. You want to give him what for or get more information?
Yeah, let's see.
Fuck yeah,
I think I
let's
just
go
want
fucking cyber this dude.
keep it subtle for now. I would like more information. I want to know who this person is. Like anything I can about them. I don't think I had their name or anything before, or who they worked for.
Nope.
wonder
Just
if
basically
you
have the
could
same MAC address.
Yeah,
I wonder if you could leave a back door.
if I can do that, that'd be pretty nice.
Well, give me another infosec to actually hack on the fly, get into his computer. Well, into his system.
Yeah.
I'll give you bonuses
Skill
for
assist.
assisting. Hell yeah.
Well,
So,
so it's a
two assists.
96. Huh?
So we have 2 assists.
But two
With two
assists, that
assists, I guess
is,
I'm fine.
yeah,
But
as long as
assuming
you
can
don't
get that
crit
high.
fail. I'd have to double check that. I'm pretty sure there is a higher threshold where you just can't get to, but I'm not worried about that for right now.
Yeah. I know like the total, like your actual skill bonus can't go above 80, but I don't know if that accounts for like assisting and stuff.
Yeah.
Or for temporary bonuses.
So there's also like a couple other matters at work here, but you're able to get just general user access.
Yeah.
He does notice you. He's going to work on trying to kick you out of the system.
Yeah. If that's all he's doing, I'll just back out now before he digs for anything else.
So you got in, you got noticed, and you're like, I think I'm just going to pull out.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really need to like directly attack this person. We can just get rid of these trackers and just talk to Sarah, and that
Okay.
guy will probably get fucked up. Like,
Yep. Well,
we should probably keep the trackers as evidence, I guess.
you're on an autonomous scum swarm. The only thing that he's violated is your privacy.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm. So there isn't really.
Translation: dump the tracker.
Yeah, let's get rid of the trackers.
Got it.
We have the access logs that we can prove them happen and such.
Yeah. Well, I think the security of this gun swarm will primarily step in for violations of freedom rather than privacy. So I think we're on our own for that. I don't exactly want to go into a triad front, guns blazing, but we know who to be on the lookout for now if they use the same morph all the time. And if we run into them anywhere else, it gets easier.
That food was too good to be true.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're going to use a restaurant as a front, you might as well make it a good one, right?
I mean, at least someone cares about the food.
Yeah. They're
Distinguished
probably not the
taste.
only one. Yeah.
But I think we'll call session there.
All right.
Questions, comments, suggestions? Did everyone have fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was actually pretty cool, despite our technical
Somebody's-
difficulties for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't roll dice.
Yeah,
Somebody's
it was
asking
really
to get a
weird.
new morph.
Yeah. Hey, Osborne, do you think you can make a balloon animal out of an octopus?
I can make a meal out of one.
That's true. I don't know if that's cannibalism, if they're an uplift or not.
He may or may not speak Japanese because he spent a not so insignificant amount of time in Japan. I would not put it outside of his ability to be able to actually cook octopus.
That octopus
fair.
may or may or not also be the chef.
That's true. We don't really know what they do there.
He died
Other
doing
than-
what he loved.
Cooking?
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if you pump him full of laser energy, then he's gonna be cooking.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying, what are they going to do if you flush a cortical stack down a toilet?
Oh man, that would suck so much.
Back him revive him from his backup. So it depending on how recent the backup was, not give a shit. Be inconvenienced.
But imagine if they found out that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like they find it like a couple years later, it got jammed in a pipe somewhere or something.
God.
I mean,
Oh, that's what this blog was.
octopuses. Yeah, octopuses can fit through any hole that their beak fits through. You can probably flush the whole octopus down toilet.
Oh no, we're gonna eat him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cortical stack and all. I love the
Oh,
taste
God.
of diamond.
that would just be a waste of
Just like Caesar.
But yeah, but does anyone have any like lingering questions or things that like that we didn't cover that they wanted to double check on real quick?
I don't think so.
No.
No,
I am
no,
finding out that the official character sheet is like somewhat annoyingly short on space for stuff. Like there's not anywhere to put async barriers. I thought there was a spot for your muse traits, but that doesn't seem to
Oh.
be the case.
That's I don't
Yes,
know
I guess
where
put in your ALIs.
I don't know where Damiani got the sheet from. This is not the official sheet.
Oh, okay, because yeah, there's a reason I'm using the sheet and a like random ass spreadsheet that I just used for character building to play the game.
I thought I posted the book in chat, but if you go to the back 2 pages of the PDF, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'll add this to the
Man.
list of things to make character sheets of.
That doesn't have space. Like I would argue that's actually not much better.
It's got the muse, got the asyncs in the bottom left.
Well, it's something.
Yeah, but I mean, you can fit the muse stuff into the LAI section.
That might have been the intent for the muse, I'm not sure.
Listen, I just look at the official source material and just giving you the options.
It is very annoying to have. I understand why it's not on the sheet, but it is annoying to not have a spot to actually write out your full psi powers. Because everybody is allergic to having more than 2 sheets of paper as a character sheet, and some people can't even handle that. So,
well, I want to thank everybody for listening. I hope to have you on the next one. Bye-bye.
bye bye.
Bye.